Chapter 6. Rust. The Sinnoh sun shines brightly as it passes over Mount Coronet. Dante's helicopter casts a shadow over the land as it passes by. He has always loved returning to his home region, let it be for either business or pleasure. It's the mountains he loves so much. No other region has such a majestic range of mountains as Sinnoh. No other region can boast to say that the whole world was birthed here either. The pilot brings the helicopter down just across the riverbank behind Floraroma Town. Once the blades slow, Dante doesn't hesitate and exits the aircraft. A bodyguard and an accountant for the Chimera Corporation follow behind him. Dante leads the way across the newly built bridge connecting the town to Fugo Ironworks. Their footsteps echo ominously across the grated steel, almost sounding like marching. The owner of the company, Henry Fugo, already stands waiting at the end of the bridge. He too brings an entourage of workers, but they stand ready to defend what's theirs. Dante and his men stop short of leaving the bridge, and he lets slip a cocksured laugh. He looks the son of one of the greatest iron barons in the eye. He can see the resistance in his cold gray coloring. You know, your father would have been open to business with me, Dante says as if it was a fact. The tone to his voice makes all those around him uneasy, even his own men. Well, when he died, the company became mine, Lark, and I know for a fact I will not sell any iron to the likes of you. Henry yells from his place in front of the large factory. A smile crosses Dante's face as darkness shadows him. Oh, you misunderstand. I'm not here to buy your iron anymore. I'm here to buy this company. Henry and the workers that are there as intimidation begin laughing, as if they heard the best joke ever told. Dante only holds his ground in that dark smile of his. The truth is, he has already won this fight. You see, Mr. Fugo, he continues coolly, when I arrived in Sinnoh, I met with an old friend of mine, Gemma. I'm sure you know her. She is the gym leader in Orberg, and she is also the owner of Iron Island, the very place where you have been getting iron from under the table. I presented her with a healthy check for the island, and she sold it happily. You see, Henry, I am now your supplier, and I do not want to sell to the likes of you. Dante throws Fugo's own words back at him mockingly. Henry's face boils as red as the iron he forges. Dante sees this as an opportunity to go in for the proverbial kill. Now, you could always buy the ore from another region, but the taxes and the imports fees will make it so you don't even turn a profit. Your father's company will die and turn to rust. If that happens, I can easily buy this land for pennies and open a new metalworks. Or you can just take this $25 million check I am willing to write and sell the company to me. Audible gasps erupt from Fugo's own men. Even the Chimera Corp accountant pales at such an enormous number. Fugo Ironworks in all of its existence has never earned a profit such as what Dante is willing to spend in purchasing it. The company isn't even worth a fraction of $25 million. As Henry picks his jaw up from the ground, Dante continues his sales pitch. Any workers who wish to leave will be given a portion of what I'm paying for it, but any of those who stay and work for me will have their wages dectupled. That causes a stir amongst the workers who had Henry's back. To have their wages multiplied by 10 would mean they would live as kings compared to the way they live now. There is nothing Henry Fugo can do here. If he refuses, there is sure to be an uproar from his workers. With this much money on the line, all he can do is give in and sell. Money talks, after all. Henry is visibly shaken by this and refuses to look Dante in the eyes. With clenched fists, he mumbles something that no one can hear. What was that? Dante says mockingly. I'll sell, Henry whispers, though Dante is not satisfied and questions him again, saying the wind drowned him out. I said I'd sell, you bastard, he finally screams. Good. The check will be here by day's end. The company's accountants will stay here and take care of the paperwork. Thank you for doing business, Henry. The way Dante says this to him sends fear rippling through Henry Fugo's very being. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go watch my wife catch a god. Most will think his words are nonsense, but the terrifying truth is, a battle with a divine beast will happen this day. Dante turns and leaves the dealings of business to be done with the men of business. For the rest of the day, he will be a trainer and a husband. He orders his bodyguard to remain with the accountant to make sure everything goes as promised. As the helicopter leaves, it casts a shadow over the ironworks. By the end of this day, the long-standing Sinnoh company will be turned over to Chimera corporations. Only 4 workers will leave with Henry Fugo, each taking $1 million for themselves from the deal. In a week's time, Fugo Ironworks will be known as Chimera Ironworks despite the backlash this gets. It just blows over like everything else. Despite having a healthy fortune to his name from selling the company, Henry Fugo spirals into a dark depression and will end in him taking his own life at the end of the 5th month. None of that ever crosses Dante's mind. Business is business, after all.